Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. and Lady. Hello there, how y'all doing? It's your boy Germ. This is Kinetic Aesthetic, and today I want to talk to y'all about something that's a little saddening, a little enraging. It's something that's definitely make you feel some type of way. I, of course, am trying to talk about this story that is going on with this singer, artist, slash, internet personality by the name of David. I am someone who is very unfamiliar with him. I didn't know anything about the guy. I guess he had some songs that are popular. I know that if you are a fan of the show Invincible, he definitely did a song for that. So I mean, he had prominence. People knew who he was, but I myself am just now learning of him. And yeah, it's in the worst way possible because according to the LA Times, and I'm just looking at the article right now just to cite my sources on everything. This girl, Solis Rivas Hernandez, was found dead in this man's trunk in a car registered to this man on September 8th, and it has just been a shitstorm ever since of just trying to uncover what has been going on, what's happened. There's been a lot of things that have been connected to this man. I'm just going to go over the stuff that's factual. There's so much speculation and things that are that are just sort of people are just throwing out there that aren't confirmed, and some of it looks damning. It looks like there's some smoke, this type of thing, where there's smoke there's fire type of thing. But for the sake of just not saying anything that's non-factual, without saying anything that I know is not 100% factual, I'm going to stick to just the stuff that I know that's undeniable. He and this girl, at least, they had matching tattoos. This man had a shh on his index finger on the inside of his hand, and she had that tattoo as well. Sounds like that could just be, just one thing. Sounds like that could just maybe be, some just nothing. But then you go on to the fact that the mother confirmed that the girl had a boyfriend by the name of David. Now, this is going to go into a bigger point that I want to talk about later, but the mom knew that there was a boyfriend, knew that the name was David. This nigga's stage name is David. His real name is David Anthony Burke. This is all just, I'm sorry. If somebody was trying to make you look bad, you're helping them right now, buddy. And it's a lot that is going on right now. Her body was found in the Hollywood Hills. This is a girl who is not from the Hollywood Hills. She is in a suburb of LA that's far away. You've got her teacher that's already coming out in social media video that's already leaked and went viral. Him talking about how she ran away and got found with this guy and came back, and then she ran away again, and that's how she ended up in that truck. So the main thing that I wanted to talk about with it, because it's a tragic story. If I have to be completely 100% honest, I definitely believe that there's a high probability, about a 99.9% chance that this man had some type of involvement in this disappearance, or at least knew where she was leading up to it. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. At this point, the only way for this man to be innocent is for him to come out and just, just provide all the details and facts. And the thing about that is, even if he does that, that's still going to it's still going to show that he was having a very, very inappropriate relationship with a 13-year-old as a grown ass man. As a grown ass man, just having a very inappropriate relationship with a 13-year-old. And it brings up a lot of shit, because once you go past the criminal aspect of this, and this man will have, whoever did this will be brought to justice. The main reason why it has probably taken so long is because this is a guy who he is a notable person. He's a celebrity. He had multiple cars probably, and there's a lot of people who may have had access to them. The house that he was staying in was in his manager's name, so who's to say that the manager didn't have access to that car? Whoever the manager knows didn't have access. It gets real sticky when you go down that road, so you have to figure a lot of things out. I am hoping that they are able to hurry, because as somebody that I talked to about this brought up, you don't want to have him have too much time to be in his head. Whoever did this, I'm just going to say, to be in their head, to just have time to think about what they've done. Because when that pressure starts to crash in, and you did some bad shit, there's a lot of people who sometimes, they don't want to face justice. They want to live by their own accord to the very end. And that's not justice. So I hope that they're able to hurry. I hope they're able to figure things out. But now that we have discussed David himself, I want to talk about this whole situation and how this guy David was able to do any of this. How this man was able to as a celebrity, as somebody who was there pictures of him with Billie Eilish around all these other people, famous people. This man was able to have a whole relationship with 13-year-old and have nobody in the Hollywood Hills notice this. You know, as we live in a world where we are fighting to get Epstein files released, where we are living under this idea that all these famous people that we used to look up to, that we used to put on this pedestal of society, that they may potentially all just be kid diddlers, for lack of a better term. I think it makes me really think to myself, how did nobody notice this? How did nobody really take into account, hey, this girl is 13. This girl looks really young. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I have not seen even when I was that age, a 13-year-old looked like a 13-year-old. This isn't a 17 or a 16 or anything like that where you could put on a whole bunch of makeup or anything like that. And even then, you can really probably tell a girl looks a little on the young side. So I'm really just wondering to myself, who are all these people? Because there are videos of them together that appear to be her together. There are times where he was discussing with his Discord where they were asking about this girl. There's so many things that went on about people that were paid off. Literally, there are pictures of this man 6 miles from her house. And it just brings up the question, how many people were aware of what was going on? How many people were just suspicious of something? And they didn't act on this, because that's the real thing. We can always sit here and say, you know, a bad pervert, a sick man is a sick man, but as a society, we have to do a better job of holding motherfuckers accountable and not waiting until it gets to this point to sit there and say, damn, that's fucked up. We shouldn't always be saying to ourselves, damn, I didn't see that. Damn, I didn't think to ask that. No, sometimes you have to ask a person, yo, tell me more. Tell me about this girl. Tell me about this person that you're seeing. Tell me about this motherfucker that you've brought around. I don't have a homie that can bring some young looking girl around me that I've never seen before, and I'm gonna just like not question if they tell me, oh no, she's this age or anything like that. No, that don't work. I don't understand how anybody that's his manager was able to think that was going to be something that was going to benefit anyone in the long run. We live in a post R. Kelly, post Me Too world. What did y'all think was going to happen? These people that are in this Discord that he had apparently, what did y'all think was going to happen? Being a fan of this nigga and just seeing this type of shit. I'm talking about rumors apparently that there were jokes about you have to be an underage girl to get into his Discord or things like that. Like, what's going on? How many other artists out there have fan bases like this or are known to be weird like this, and niggas just let it cook, let it slide? At a certain point, we just gotta hold motherfuckers more accountable. And this dude is on the younger side. This is somebody who, from what I've been able to read and understand, he came up as a Fortnite streamer. Like, even before the music, this man was playing video games. So he had a young audience, more than likely, who's been following him, who's been seeing him post Fortnite montages and making music and shit like that. So they're impressionable. I don't want to necessarily hold those kids who are in that picture with him accountable if they were really just doing that. They don't know what they're doing. They're trying to blackmail somebody. They're thinking it's just some money. They don't know that girl. They're young. They're dumb. I want to ask, what were the adults around her doing? What were the motherfuckers around David who had to have noticed this girl that he had around him? What were they doing? What were the police? Because apparently there are people who have met the brother. This is again something that's not necessarily verified. I don't know if this was the real brother, but they have this man going around, like going to the police, telling them, I believe she's with David, telling them this singer, and they just tell him, we don't have enough to go follow up on that. Did they go to his house? Did they try to find her? These are the things. We don't take this shit seriously until it's after the fact, and that's the fucked up part, because this girl didn't have to go out like this, decomposing in a fucking trunk in chunks, disposed of like an inhumane fucking just dog, like animal. This nigga on tour trying to go to fucking Europe, all these other places. This man was ready to move on with his life. And I also want to just make this point. We have to start believing these artists when they start putting hints about shit. For a long time now, people try to say shit is just entertainment. We're living in the clout era of this shit. Motherfuckers will tell you the truth just to be able to say, oh, my music is authentic. Because people want that. People want that feeling to their music. This motherfucker got a song named Romantic Homicide after the fact, after she been gone. This nigga has unreleased songs named Celeste. Shit's sick. Shit is very sick out here. Like, this is the type of case where I really am starting to understand why motherfuckers be wanting to use the lyrics in a court of law. And I can't blame them no more, because you motherfuckers is really just telling on yourselves now. The shit isn't just entertainment no more. Motherfuckers are really trying to be out here doing the most. And you know what? In this case, I'm glad. I hope that anything that he put in his music that he had in his Discord that he was doing as a part of his career is able to that was linked back to this, that was able to give some type of hint to the detectives or whoever's doing the case, because this girl deserves some justice. 15 years old, left in the fucking trunk. She didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that end. And honestly, whoever did this, whether it's David or whether it's not David, they deserve fucking justice. And they deserve to be under the jail. But that's all I got to say about this one. This has been Kinetic Aesthetic. I hope that everybody has a good rest of your day. Make sure you drink lots of water. Hug on your loved ones. If you got kids or you got young people inside your life, make sure you ask them what's going on. Make sure you check in on who they talking to. Kids don't need to be having conversations with motherfuckers on the internet. They don't need to be meeting people from the internet. They don't need to be doing anything like that, because people are weird nowadays, and unfortunately, it's just at that point. So make sure you always pay attention to that one. That's my little word of the day. But this is Kinetic Aesthetic, and this is your boy Germ. I'm out.